team that I'm asking the questions that are on your mind. So the question that I want to ask, especially if you don't know this about Orator, he's written 5 books. 8 books. It's 8 now. Yeah. So you've got 8 books. I also know that you're a young person with a child, right? And I know we have people who are navigating that circumstance in the crowd, right? So I want to ask the same question: how you have stayed grounded to remain faithful to write those books, to remain faithful to the faith, but also as a young person guiding life with a child.
Okay, that's interesting. Now my life is totally opposite from his, because now, and I think it's good to bring these 2 perspectives because it gives balance. That for him, he's been grounded from childhood, because I feel like the world has always been deliberate to sell a narrative that a young person must mess up early, go through the whole whatever, and then now you change towards the end, and then you become a good person towards marriage. At 40, you start taking God seriously. You have this wife and 3 kids who are fat and healthy, and then now you die after. But I'm happy that he's bringing perspective that it's not a must for you to lose your virginity before marriage. So I'm happy that these 2 perspectives are coming. For him, he's coming from a place where if you're here and you've not really had all that drama, you can be grounded. And then now for me, I'm coming as another possibility, another extreme, that that if you're here and maybe you've lost it at a certain level, you can still gain traction. I went to 7 high schools, suspended and expelled. So like for me, I had very dangerous extremes. By 16, and I remember when mom, the first day when I came to Mount Zion, when I had followed my father, Reverend Julian, and then mom called me in the room and she told me, "Tell me your story." And I had books in my hand, and I was like, now, Holy Spirit, are you sure I should tell her this part? Because I knew that's not just asking questions, that's like an interview, an interview that will determine whether I will be called. So I was like, Holy Spirit, are you sure this part should be said? And the Holy Spirit said, yes, you say it, because it's an instruction that he gave me in that time. When I was 18, I was in high school. I had repeated the national exams. I had done it the first time. I did not perform well. And I asked my parents if they could give me another opportunity. And I remember the last day, just the last week before I went to school, this girl calls me and tells me, "Hey, I want us to catch up." So we meet. We had broken up like 3 months before exams. I don't know if you do this here. The final year in Kenya, before you do exams, people break up so that God will help you to pass exams. So if you don't break up, you believe that God will not listen to me. So, so we had broken up so that now God can help me in the exam. Of course, now I did not pass, so it backfired. So we had not talked after the exams. So we met, and then she told me, "So I have realized since we broke up, I've been missing my periods." I said, Now, I remembered in biology, you had been taught that, girls miss periods because of sickness. So I said, first thing, it would be sickness. So we went to the hospital, and then we did a pregnancy test, and then it came out, the girl has been 4 months expectant. So I asked her, "What do you think we need to do?" She said, "1, I'm an orphan. 2, I'm 16. 3, I'm a head girl in school. So the best option here is abortion." And she asked me, "Do you agree to it?" I looked at my own life, 7 schools, failed exams. And now I'm going to repeat. My dad is a police officer, my mom is a teacher. That combination already, it's dangerous. So I said, it's okay, I agree. So we went to the hospital. They told us, "Come on Monday, have this amount of money." Now that weekend, I have a mentor. His name was Pastor T. Mwangi. So Pastor T said, "I want us to go somewhere and preach." So when we went with him, he was preaching about Moses. Then he said, towards the end, if Moses could have died, a whole generation could not have been saved. And that's why no one should do an abortion. And I was seated there. And I was his protocol. So I'm with him in the cars. You're going, I'm just quiet. And then I got home and I called the girl and said, "We are not going to do an abortion. I'll take care of the child." Now remember, I'm going to school. And I'm with my dad in the car. He's telling me, "I'm seeing nowadays you're focused. You don't even talk to girls. I love the man you're becoming." And I cannot respond to that because I know what is coming is heavier. So when I'm in school, I'm just reading. I'm fasting because I know, and my dad gets to know this, I'm cooked. So my dad comes on midterm, and then I'm in the car with him. No one is talking. So I'm like, does he know or he doesn't know? Even when he just moves like this, I do this because I'm not sure whether he knows. So when we are getting almost home, he reduces the volume of the car. Then in my mind, I'd already prepared an argument. If he asks me, have you ever had sex? I'll say, no, I've never. Do you have a girlfriend? So I had prepared like 7 arguments. If you'll ask, I'll know how to respond. But my dad went straight to the point. He said, in this car, we don't have a child. There are 2 fathers. Now there are 2 of us in the car. So I knew he already knows. So it's like he had thrown a stone ahead. So there's no way I would counter him. But he went straight to the point and said, you have gone to 7 schools. I only have 1 son. And there's nothing we can do. I'm going to cover you. Focus on school. I've talked to the father, talked to the girl. She'll go back to school. This is your last chance. You're now a father. That's how he said. Now at that time, it was COVID. Now I had told my friends, I did not want them to know I've repeated. I told them I've gone to South Africa to study aviation. Now COVID lockdown has come, so I cannot even go out to the shop because I'll meet people because South Africans are supposed to be in South Africa. So I'm like, so what am I doing in Kenya? So during that time, that was a turning point. Because now that's when I stopped playing games. I used to go to church, but I can say I did not know God. Because yes, I'd been going to church from childhood with my parents. You know, you are praying because you've been forced. But now at this moment I knew I'm 17, the child is here, 7 schools, failed KCSE. Yes, I'm a good speaker. There's a promising future. In fact, there were prophecies about greatness. But now I knew if I don't manage this moment, it's done. So during COVID, the only thing I had was a Bible. During that period, I did not have a phone. So I began to read it. During that whole year. And then after that, that's when I met PLO Lumumba. And PLO Lumumba, professor, told me, I'm going to give you 4 books every month. You read a book in a week. You come give me feedback. You read a book in a week. You come give me feedback. And that's when I read a quote that said, when I look at my sins, I don't understand how I can get saved. But when I look at Jesus, I don't understand how I can get lost. And it changed everything. And I promised myself, I will just focus. It was not a moment of even prayer or crying. I just sat in my room. I told myself here, I will focus. There is no other way out. And I performed well in the national exams, got a scholarship from government to the to the university. And now from that moment, I just decided to turn back, change associations, decided to build a vision, and I saw it so clearly. So that for me, that I can say was a very defining moment. And now in terms of grounding, it's a place of forgiving yourself. So number 1, even for me to talk about some of these things in public, it's a place where I had to forgive myself and also take responsibility. Take responsibility of raising the child. Take responsibility of understanding that I'm a father. So I had to study fatherhood early. And then number 3, also the place of vision. You know, a man said, when your dreams are too big, some things are too small. So also the dream, when I saw it clearly, I now began to build towards it. And I decided to stop focusing on the past and just focus on the future. Wow.
Beloved, I beseech you, if you get nothing from this, don't just listen to the story, don't just look for the funny parts, but you are here, the person he was talking about. And if you're not here, you've got what the nuggets are. We've got accountability from Pastor C. We've got focus and vision, forgiving yourself and taking responsibility from Orator. I beseech you, that's what you pick from these conversations. There are these moments when you encounter people that speak to you and your life. You know how we say that when you come to church, there's a word for you? Yeah. There's a word for you. You just have to pick it up. This was the sneak peek. I'll allow my guests to go and sit, because if I